Hi, and welcome to this week's Express Flow, all about the shape figure 4. So this is the shape that we see repeated through many yoga postures, but it's a great way to access deeper external rotation of the hip. So we're going to work on some squatting technique. We'll do some nice stretching. We'll do some mobility work and have a little go to arm balance as well. So I'm so glad you're here. Let's have 2 bands, a yoga strap, and 2 yoga bricks. All right, so take a moment and just roll the inner thighs back and wide. Really press the fingertips into the floor so you can feel that lift through the sides of the waist. Let the head of the arm bones gently roll back. And then when you feel lifted in your seat and grounded in the pelvis, you can let the hands rest onto the thighs, allowing the eyes to gently close. And we'll just spend a moment here today tuning into our breath and how we're feeling, how our mood is. Allowing the shoulders to soften and the face to soften. And one more breath here. Letting the eyes gently open, and we'll start with some hinges. So either fingertips forward if you're new to this movement, or you're going to have hands behind the skull, elbows nice and wide. And we're going to start to move forward and back. And so we want to just make sure that the movement is initiating from the hip and not the spine. So you don't want to be doing this, because this is just flexing your upper spine versus rotating the pelvis up and over the femurs. No, hip rotation is such an important aspect of the health and longevity of the hip. So if you're not doing movements like this, I highly recommend that you add these in. A couple more. One more here. Going forward, stretching. Sorry about my sniffles. There must be something I'm starting to get allergic to in this time of year that's starting to bloom. I don't know if it's the grasses or the trees. Breathing into the upper back. Good, coming up and changing the cross of the shins. And we'll repeat. So pulling the flesh away, hands behind the head, and forward and back. Good, go forward, lengthen. Let the head come down. Really stretching from the low back through the spine. Fantastic. Coming up, take your right leg, cross it over, pull it in. Okay, so you're going to start to do some figure 4 drops or windshield wipers. And just moving through the hip. That's it. That. Good. One more. Good. Go forward and change. And bring it up. And side to side. Little windshield wiper. Good. Last 2. Fantastic. Releasing that. Okay, take your stretchy band now. We're going to set the arms overhead, holding our band. And we're going to pull on that band, lengthening up. Okay, so when we take our right leg across here, okay, we're going to try to keep this posterior tilted position if we can. Right? And you're going to do a little pickup and a little drop. Okay, so you're going to do a little pickup and a little drop. Pick it up and drop. Pick it up, drop, up, drop, up, and drop. Last two. Low back on the floor. Just do a smaller range of motion if it's coming off. Go to other side. Okay, left leg, figure four. Little pickup into a drop, pulling on that band, making the arm strong. Here we go. One. And drop. And drop. Three. Drop. Exhale to pull it over. More. And drop. Two more. Okay, releasing that, giving yourself a little hug, knees into the chest. Good, taking the little mini band now around the feet. Okay, so working on this external rotation, you could set your arms back on the floor like this. You could do arms by your sides. Now you're going to have a little gentle curve in your low back, just very gentle, front ribs down. Now this right leg, we're going to externally rotate it. We're going to pull it up and out. Okay? So we're going to lift, pull. So these are those rotators in the front. Hip flexor strength, 4. Try to do it in a dynamic fashion. So pull, pull, pull. 8, 9, 10. Good, 2 more here. Nice stable core. 11, 12. Good, straight to the other side. 1. In external rotation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more, 12. Good, releasing that. Come back to our right side. Crossing over, give this a little stretch now. Holding behind the thigh or front of the shin. Breathing there. Good, okay. Now we're gonna rock. Okay, so we're gonna rock and we're gonna come up. And we're gonna rock. Maybe without. Maybe you do a straight leg. Up, rock, up, rock, up, one more, rock, up. Good, maybe catch the butt. Ooh. Point the feet. Good, come down. And in our figure 4, going forward. If you're the first thing in the morning like me and you feel a little bit stiff, completely normal. Just go where you can. Good, come back onto your back. Change sides. Okay. So holding behind the right thigh or front of left shin, or right shin, sorry. Pulling in. 9, Nice deep breath through your nose. Okay, let's start to rock. Up we get, and up, and back. You might be here, catching yourself. You might be here, hands in front. Might be up. Hello, thigh. Up. Good, 2 more. Lift. 1 more. See where you can lift it. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's all about exploring movement. Good, down. Woo, that quad. And inhale up, and exhale forward. And again, this feels really stiff to me this morning. It's the first thing, right? If you're the same, I've been doing lots of strength work. So you might feel a little bit stiff, and that's okay. I think a lot of people say, oh, I'm too stiff to do yoga. No, you're not. You just do it stiff. That's it. Good. Up you get. Okay, releasing that. Coming into all fours position. Okay. So we're going to take our right leg forward into that figure 4 again. And we're going to just do a couple rock backs. And we want to try to let the pelvis rock forward into an anterior tilt and let the glutes broaden and spread. Good. Now you're going to tuck your toes, lift into your down dog figure 4. Walk it to the back of your mat, into your squat. Walk it all the way out to your figure 4 plank and lower to your belly. Shoulders back, figure 4 into our cobra and downward facing dog. Good, knees down, left leg forward, tailbone up, so stick your bum out a little bit, take your bum back, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, tuck and down dog, figure 4, walk to the back of your mat, into your squat. Remember, it's okay to wobble. All right, it means your proprioceptors are working. Plank, lower, cobra, downward facing dog. Looking to the top of your mat, step, hop, walk forward. Set your bricks up. Feet a little wider than hips width today. Holding the elbows. Swing from side to side. Shaking the head out yes and no. And let's get these legs, all of these nerve endings in the fascia. Give them a good rub and a pat. That's it. And head relaxing down. And swing side to side. Good. And then softening our knees. Rolling up to stand. Okay, so a little bit of figure 4 work. Some squatting technique. Okay, so on our right foot, we're going to come into our figure 4. Okay, so we can think of this like a single leg squat or like a single leg RDL. Just this leg is crossed over. Okay, we're going to use, our band. Let's use actually our mini band around the wrist for this. For a little counterbalance. And we're going to go up. Let your shoulder blades just lift. Okay, now the first thing you want to think is I've got to stick my bum back and out behind me into the anterior tilt and stand. Woo. I'm going to stick my bum out and back. Maybe my hands come down to the floor. Bum back and lift. Good, bum back. That initiates the movement. 3. Lift. 2 more. Bum, back, back, back. Spread those glutes. Drive through the heel. Pushing out through the band. One more. Out. And press, drive. Arms up, pressing the band. Lift the chest. And release. Good, give it a shake. Okay, second side. Standing onto our left foot. Cross, good external rotation on this right leg. Arms up, shoulder blades, just elevating with the arms. You're not trying to pull anything down. And bump back. Spread the glutes. Drive the heel. Good, you want the weight evenly distributed between your front and back, front of your foot and the back of your foot. So you don't want to be all the way back, right? Equal weight. Back. Press. Good, one more. Bum, back. Press. Last time. Bum, back. Press. Good, give it a shake. Set up your bricks. Okay, so we're going to do a double stack bricks. Seated. Right leg across. Okay, so, if you're new to Flying Pigeon, never done it before, today just focus on creating the shape. Okay, so as we lift, we're going to bring the foot around the upper arm. Okay, the foot around the upper arm, like that. Round the back, head can come down. Now when you go into it, you're going to pull the bottom leg way under, and I like to get a little stretch there. Then I'm going to reach as far up as I can and rock myself forward. Okay, then I lift my bum. Now look forward, not down. And then see if you can squeeze the bottom foot up. And back to your seat. Second side. Okay, so left leg crosses. Pull it in. And again, if you find this external rotation of the hip really challenging, this is where you work. You could push your hand down into the knee, right? You just work on creating the shape here. You could practice pulling the heel in and rocking forward, leaning forward, pull the heel up, and back. Good, okay, so a little bit of Malasana work to finish. Feet wide, push those knees out, and chest forward. Good, pushing the knees. Good, coming up, hands forward, knees back. One last hip opener. Gonna do Gormakasana. So right leg's gonna cross behind the left and we're gonna sit. Okay, so the issue I see for a lot of people is this heel is in the way. So you gotta move it out to make space for your bum. And always sit on a brick. Okay, sit tall, inhale, and go forward. Good, coming up, change the cross. And we sit tall, we lift, and go forward. And come up. Fantastic, everybody. Onto our backs. Good, giving yourself a little squeeze. Left leg forward, half happy baby. Now this is where you could grab your yoga strap. If when you lift your foot up, you're not quite to the foot yet, grab your yoga strap and wrap it around your foot and pull your strap around your foot. Pull the thigh down. Now hug this right inner knee to the midline towards your elbow. Pull down. Good. Release. Change. Left side. So we're trying to get the left inner knee to hug the midline. Like that. And release. Give yourself a hug. And then stretching the legs forward, forearm shavasana, spreading across the back ribs, turning that gaze in towards your heart. Excuse me. First, acknowledging that you showed up, you did your practice. You know, that's the hardest thing I think sometimes, and I appreciate all of you being here. And then enjoying these last few minutes of stillness. And starting now to deepen our breath. Bring some movement to our fingers and toes, rolling to one side. Taking a pause here. And then making our way up to a comfortable seat and bringing hands to the heart or into Anjali Mudra. And we bow our heads to our hearts in gratitude for this time that we have to practice together, move together, breathe together, work on our mobility so that we can continue to do all the things we love for as long as possible. We'll finish with one Om, taking a big inhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this Figure 4 flow. If you have a minute, please subscribe. I would love to have you part of our community. And if you don't know me, I'm Erin. I've been teaching yoga for close to 11 years now, and I love adding resistance bands to the practice to help us build our mobility and strength, look after our longevity as we age. I'd love to have you join us in the online studio. You can see the link in my bio here on YouTube. Where you can join online, live stream, and on demand. I'll see you next time.